Dear listeners, if you feel lost with English, its grammar or vocabulary, I'm here to help you. The After-Class Report is a collection of recordings that will explain to you the most important aspects of the language. All episodes are content-related. The inspiration comes from you, from our class. With the After-Class Report, you will get answers to all the questions you want to ask. This recording is going to be devoted entirely to vocabulary as well. And this time we are going to discuss this vocabulary that can be broadly described as people and behavior. And I'm going to give you expressions, I'm going to give you definitions of how to talk about people and their behavior, also how to ask how they behave. And this subject is specifically interesting because when we talk about people and their behavior, we can talk about their behavior both in their private lives, but also in this work-related sphere. And this is very useful because this is what you may need again when talking about your own job, when talking about other people, when providing references or recommendations for other people. You can be asked at work to do different things. So I do believe it is, again, going to be very useful. And so I have prepared for this after-class report expressions that first of all will describe people and their behavior. The expressions that are there are, in my opinion, problematic, at least sometimes. That's why we're going to discuss them. And I hope that this episode, this recording will help you to stop making mistakes. So a person who is always shouting at others, a person who is easily losing their temper is a bad-tempered person or a quick-tempered person. And I'm sure we all know such people who get nervous very easily. Usually such people just tell what they want to say, tell us what they want to say. They just express their emotions, and after a couple of minutes, 15, half an hour, they are back in shape. So they are bad-tempered. They have to talk to others, and they have to tell others in a loud voice that they are not satisfied with something. That's why we can say that they lose their temper easily, and they are bad-tempered or quick-tempered. Another two words that are on my list for you today and that seem to be problematic is this the word selfish and the word greedy. They are both negative in meaning. So there can be selfish people, there can be greedy people, but there is a slight difference. If you are a selfish person, it means that you keep on thinking about yourself all the time. You don't see others, you don't see their needs. You are just concentrated on yourself and on what you want. Whereas when you are greedy, it means that you want more and more. So sometimes I believe it may so happen that you will not be like entirely selfish, where we cannot describe you as a selfish person, but you will be greedy. Yes. So when there is this plate with chocolate or cookies, you will want to eat more and more. Because you are greedy. In business, of course, you can be greedy for success. You can be greedy for profit. In business, when it comes to business, I'm just thinking about the word. It all depends on the context, because I believe that people who are greedy for success, it is actually not such a bad thing, because usually they are successful because they are greedy for this success. But please remember this definition, that if you are selfish, you are concentrated on yourself only. You don't see the needs of other people. But if you are greedy, you want more, and you want more and more. We all remember, I believe, our school years, and we all remember our parents as we were teenagers. And there are two ways. Yes, some parents are tolerant, or teachers are tolerant. And some are strict, which means they don't let us or didn't let us do certain things. The same, as I said, refers both to parents and teachers. But this division of the strict and tolerant person is a rather easy to follow division, I believe. Yes, we know what tolerant means, and we know what strict means. But there are two other words, like lenient and understanding. And these two words, they on the one hand, at the first glance, when you look at them, you think that they have the same meaning, but they in fact they don't have it. So I believe it is good to be understanding. So I can just imagine that there can be this strict person who is sometimes understanding. So if a person is understanding, they will understand us, or try to understand us, or try to understand the reasons behind our ideas, behind our decisions. And it is good to be understanding sometimes, because it just shows that you are trying to follow the other person, what they want. You try to come up with ideas how to satisfy their needs. But if you are lenient, on the other hand, I would say it is rather negative, and we should never be lenient with children or with students, because if we are lenient, that means that you simply let them do what they want, whatever they want, and that is not a good thing. Another word that I'm going to introduce is yet a very resourceful word and a very useful word, because this word will apply both to people and things. And this is one of the examples, like it has both this its application in business and in real or everyday life situations. And here I'm talking about the word reliable. So if people are reliable, it means that you can count on them, and in other words, you can rely on them. So here we have a bit of this word formation thing. If you see the word rely on, and that's a verb, you can produce the word reliable. And it is, of course, fantastic, yes, if we are surrounded by people who are reliable. But the word reliable, as I said, it can refer, of course, to people in their work situation. So if you meet reliable people in your company, you are a winner, because anything worth doing actually is worth doing in a group, in the sense that we are never able, especially even more so when you work for a multinational, like big company, we are never able to perform and our duties or be successful only with just one person, like with ourselves. Yes, we need people. Oftentimes we have to cooperate with them. So the people that surround you need to be reliable, and if they are reliable, you are a winner. If they are unreliable, you have a problem. But I told you that this word reliable also refers to things, and in the business context, the word reliable will refer to reliable brands. For instance, there can be these reliable brands of cars or watches or telephones. Each of us will have their own definition, will have their own brand name of a reliable item. But if we are thinking about this reliable car, it means that it never breaks down, that you can trust it, that it has this great history, that it has this great country of origin effect, so to say. So I'm not a very good driver, and I don't know that much about the industry, the car industry. But as far as I know, the car is coming from Germany, and here comes the country of origin effect. Cars coming from Germany, and they are supposed to be more reliable versus cars coming from some other countries. Right, so let me just revise what I have said. We have introduced the expression bad-tempered, selfish, greedy, understanding and lenient, and also the word reliable. We are moving on with some other expressions, and I told you at the beginning of this recording that I will also introduce the question how to ask about people and their character. This is useful in life, both like everyday life and in your company life, in your professional life. So when you want to know how people behave, when you want to get to know their character, you will ask the question, what is he like? What is she like? And then you will get this list of adjectives, the information, how people behave. And mind you, if you want to ask the opposite question, like you want to know about the appearance of somebody, you would say, what does he look like? Please don't confuse the two questions. Of course, they are confused. So that's why I'm bringing these questions to you in the recording of this afterclass report, because people make mistakes here, right? So it is when talking about the looks, you ask the question, what does she look like? When talking about the character, you ask the question, what is she like? Another words that I have prepared for you, and I would like you to remember. This is a nice sequence of words as follows. Yes, so this is conscientious, conscience, and conscious. There we go. Let me repeat. I hope you can repeat after me. Conscientious, conscience, and conscious. Three different words, three completely different words, three different words denoting a different thing. I will start with the word conscience because it is not an adjective. Conscience, it is what we have, what we are supposed to have inside of us, and it is the spirit that we have inside of us. So it is not the body, but the spirit. And if we are the good people, the right people, we can always refer to our conscience. And if we have to make a difficult decision, especially a difficult decision from this moral perspective, we have to ask our own conscience what to do and how to behave. When it comes to the two other words, conscientious and conscious, they are both adjectives, but they describe once again different things. A conscious person, it means that this person is aware of different situations, of the problems. They can make different decisions. They are proactive. They know the rules. They know the consequences. When it comes to the word conscientious, it is a synonym to the word diligent. And conscientious people are very hardworking. They work very attentively. They pay attention to details. They can be trusted. When they are given some responsibilities, they would like to carry them out. So please remember, this is the word. If you think you are such a worker, it means that you are a conscientious worker. Another example or examples of words, they are not adjectives, although this recording is supposed to be devoted to adjectives because we are talking about people and their behavior, but they are different names of people. I mean, an employer, a worker, and a colleague. And here we have trouble, yes, a lot of trouble, and we can introduce also the employee next to it. So we'll have this list of four, like an employee, employer, worker, and a colleague. So first of all, we'll look at the employee and the employer. Please remember that employer is somebody who gives you the job. So if you are employing people, if you are recruiting people, if you are paying them for their job, it means that you are an employer. On the other hand, if you are a person who works for somebody, who gets a job, who accepts the jobs from somebody, you are this employee. And an employee can be described as a worker. So workers are all the people who work for a given company, but for some reason I would say that the word worker is mostly more connected with this physical job. Yeah, so I would say that somebody who is a project manager, like this assistant to your boss, a teacher, I would rather call them an employee rather than a worker. But of course, generally speaking, all the people who work for a company or for somebody else, they are workers. And the last one is a colleague. I hear it, and this is a mistake. I hear it oftentimes that a colleague, this is the word, like this is not your friend. Yeah, it's just somebody you know, but it's not my friend. No, colleague is entirely connected with your working situation. This is the person you work with, or this might be the person you studied with. So the relation between you and the colleague is that it is more professional, right? You either work with this person or you study with this person. Any other relations, like private relations, they can be friends. And I know that the word friend again might prove to be troublesome. Because you come to us and you ask us, like, how can I describe somebody? I don't know that much. Shall I call them the friend? Fortunately or unfortunately, you can call them your friend. And if you want to talk about somebody who's closer to your heart, you will call them like my best friend, yes, or my old friend. And the friend, it can be actually anybody we know, but colleague is somebody you work with. And before we finish this recording, I would like to look yet at a list of other expressions. And as I told you, this time they will be entirely connected with your professional life. Of course, you can use these expressions when you want to talk about your friends and when you want to talk about your private life. But if you miss words, if you need to know these words because you have to describe your colleagues or you have to describe yourself in a work situation, here you have the list. Yeah. So people can be flexible, and at work, if they are flexible, it means that you can easily work with them. So they are not stubborn. They can change their minds. They can work in different conditions. People can also be determined. Please mind the proper pronunciation of the word determined. So a determined person is somebody who will want to deliver the task, who is focused on their task, who will not look for excuses, but would rather look for solutions. The same goes for the motivated person. People who are highly motivated are usually very successful because they will never stop until they achieve this success. But mind you, here is this extra remark that this motivation, so you are motivated, but the thing that propels us is motivation. And motivation is something that can be found inside and outside. So there are definitely these two types of people when it refers to motivation, and there are these two types of sources how we can get motivated. One of them is that we get this inner motivation. So this is this inner self that tells us that we have to do something, and the other thing is this outside motivation. So rather, our boss will motivate us, the pay rise will motivate us, our audience will motivate us. I wonder what type of person you are. You just have to ask yourselves and think about it. Before we finish, I'd like to present to you three other adjectives. That is the resourceful, knowledgeable, and thorough. These words can easily be used when talking about the work situation. If you are a resourceful person, it is very good. Any employer would like to get resourceful workers, because resourceful workers are usually people who are reliable, they have a lot of ideas, they are creative, they can be turned to, they never give up or hardly ever give up. They will look for solutions. So there are a lot of resources that they can produce. A knowledgeable person at work, that obviously comes from the word knowledge. A knowledgeable person is a person who will have a lot of knowledge and will be this kind of an encyclopedia for us in a way. This person will always have some answers. They will have this broad knowledge, and it is certainly very, very good for any position, because first and foremost, the most important thing when we work for somebody, when we do our job, it is that we are supposed to have knowledge. Yes, we are supposed to be qualified. And the last expression, it is a fun expression. I like it very much, but usually you have trouble with it. I mean, with the pronunciation, because the word is it means thorough. Thorough, once again, as many words in English, it may have the very basic meaning, the everyday meaning. It may have the figurative meaning or work-related vocabulary. Work-related meaning. So when it comes to thorough, I would say that the thorough people are more like diligent people. They are more like conscientious people, so they pay attention to detail. They will try to complete their work on time. They will try to fulfill the expectations of people that are there. They will try to do their job best they can. So all these expressions like resourceful, knowledgeable, thorough, so the ones that I have just introduced, they are very required elements, required traits of a character in any person working for us. So all of you, I wish you to be like that, to stay like that, and all the employers who are listening to me right now, I hope you will have workers like that. So be successful at work, everybody. If you enjoy what you have listened to, please like the episode. You are invited to listen to my other podcast called World of English, in which I'm telling different stories so that you can relax and learn the language.